close your eyes. Take a slow breath in and let everything go. The day is over. Whatever it held, whatever it took from you, it is over now. And you are here, safe, still, and the night is about to take you somewhere extraordinary. Lost Worlds for Sleep opens a door tonight. And this door is unlike any other. It is heavy, made of ancient oak, dark and scarred by 1,000 years of winters, cold beneath your hand, the kind of cold that wakes something up inside you, something old, something that remembers what it felt like to stand at the edge of the world and not be afraid. And the smell is extraordinary. Pine, the deep resinous pine of ancient forests that have never been cut, that have been growing since before any human being thought to give them a name. And beneath that, wood smoke, the particular smoke of fires that burn all night against the cold, against the dark, against the vast, indifferent, beautiful northern night. And something else, the sea. Salt and ice and distance. The smell of water that has traveled further than you can imagine, from places that have no names on any map. Beyond the door, a world is breathing, not quietly, not gently. This world breathes differently, with power, with wildness, with the particular energy of a people who have looked at the harshest place on earth and called it home. Tonight you are going to Scandinavia, not the Scandinavia of today, the real Scandinavia, the living Scandinavia, the Scandinavia of the Vikings. The year is 900 AD, the age of the Norsemen, the age of longships and sagas and gods who lived not in the clouds, but in the storm, in the lightning, in the crack of ice on a winter morning. This is a land where the sky itself is alive, where the northern lights move across the darkness like the breath of something larger than the world, green and silver and white, shifting, endlessly shifting, as if the sky is trying to tell you something that words cannot contain. Breathe in slowly. Feel the cold air enter your lungs, clean and sharp, like something that has never been breathed before. Let it clear everything, every thought, every worry, every weight that the day left behind. Feel the oak door, cold and ancient, beneath your hand. Push it open slowly. The night air hits you, cold and alive, and above you, the sky, the most extraordinary sky you have ever seen. Stars beyond counting, and moving through them slowly, impossibly. The northern lights, green and silver, breathing across the dark like something ancient, is dreaming. Just above your head, Scandinavia is waiting, cold and wild, and more beautiful than anything you were prepared for. Walk with me. You are standing at the edge of the village, looking in at something that is completely alive, even in sleep. The houses are low and long, built of dark timber and turf, their roofs covered in grass and moss, so that from a distance they look like part of the earth itself, as if the land simply rose up one day and decided to become a home. Smoke rises from the center of each roof, slow and gray, into the night air. The fires inside, burning low now, but burning as they always burn through the long northern night. Because in this land, you do not let the fire go out, not in winter, not ever. The smell of that smoke is extraordinary. Pine and birch, and something deeper, the particular smell of a fire that has been burning in the same place for generations, that has absorbed into the very walls around it, into the timber, into the earth, into the memory of everyone who has ever sat beside it. You walk into the village, slowly, your feet on frozen earth, the cold precise and clean beneath you. The village is asleep. almost entirely. Dogs lie near the doorways, their breath visible in the cold air, rising and falling slowly. The rhythm of deep sleep. The rhythm. You are moving toward a child's wooden sword lies abandoned in the frozen mud near one of the houses, dropped mid-game when someone called that it was time to come inside, that it was time for warmth and food and sleep. You stop and look up. The northern lights are still moving above the village, their green light washing everything in something that is not quite color, not quite light, something between the two, something that has no name in any language except this one. The Norse people call this light the bridge of the gods, the connection between this world and the world above, between the living and whatever lies beyond. Standing here in this village, under this sky, you understand why they believed that. You understand everything. You find a low wooden bench outside one of the houses and sit, the wood cold beneath you, but solid and real and ancient, worn smooth by the people who have sat here before you. On nights exactly like this, looking up at the same sky, feeling the same cold the same wonder, the same particular peace that comes when the world is quiet enough to finally be heard. Close your eyes. Feel the cold air on your face, clean and precise, like a reminder that you are here, that this is real, that the world is vast and cold and extraordinarily beautiful. Let the smoke from the fires inside drift over you, warm and ancient. The smell of pine and birch and 1,000 winters survived. Walk with me. You leave the village behind. Its sleeping dogs, its slow smoke, its fires burning low against the dark. You walk south toward the water. You can hear it before you see it. The fjord, that particular sound of dark water moving slowly against frozen rock, patient, continuous, as if the water has been making this exact sound against this exact rock since before anyone was here to listen. And then you see it, the fjord, and it takes your breath away, not because it is large, though it is large, not because it is beautiful, though it is extraordinarily beautiful, but because of the way it holds the sky, the northern lights reflected perfectly in the black water below, green and silver, moving slowly as if the fjord is a second sky, darker, deeper, more ancient than the one above. And there, at the edge of the water, the longship. You have never seen anything quite like it. Long and low, and impossibly elegant for something built entirely by hand, its hull dark oak, curved like a wave at both ends, rising to points that seem to reach toward the horizon, toward whatever lies beyond it. The dragon prow at the bow, carved from a single piece of ancient oak, its eyes still watching even now, even in the dark, even at rest. The ship moves gently on the black water, a slow, breathing movement, as if even at rest it cannot quite stop moving, as if the sea is still inside it, still calling to it from whatever distance it has already traveled. The oars are shipped, resting along the sides, the sail furled around the mast, everything waiting, everything ready for the morning, for the tide, for the wind, for whatever comes next. You walk to the edge of the dock and sit, your legs hanging over the dark water. The longship moving gently just below you, its ropes creaking softly in the cold. The water beneath you is perfectly black, and perfectly still, except where the ship moves against it, sending small, slow ripples out into the dark, each one carrying the northern lights. On its surface, for a moment before it fades, before it is gone. Think of all the places this ship has been, all the seas it has crossed, all the storms it has survived, all the mornings when the crew woke with nothing around them but water and sky and each other, and kept going. Breathe in slowly the cold salt air, sharp and clean. Let it fill you completely, and then let it go. Let everything go. The way the ship lets go of the dock when the tide turns, and the journey begins again. Listen to the water against the hull, that slow, patient, ancient rhythm of the sea against wood, of the world, moving gently beneath you. Walk with me. You leave the fjord behind. The longship still moving gently on the black water, still breathing its slow, patient breath of wood and rope and sea memory. You walk back through the village toward the largest building. At its center, the great hall. You could find it with your eyes closed by the smell alone. Wood smoke and roasted meat and something sweeter mead perhaps, still lingering in the cold air from the feast that ended hours ago. The doors are massive, oak and iron, carved with serpents and ships, and the faces of gods who look down with expressions that are not quite human, not quite divine, something in between. You push them open slowly. They are heavier than you expected. Everything here is heavier than you expected, more solid, more real. Inside, the hall is vast and almost dark. Almost. At the center, the long fire, still burning, low and steady. In its stone channel, running the full length of the hall, its light reaching into the carved beams above, into the shadows where the dragons sleep, carved into the wood, their eyes catching the firelight for a moment. Just a moment. The long tables still set from the feast. Cups of horn and carved wood still sitting where someone left them when the stories got too long and the eyes got too heavy, and sleep finally won. A few figures still here, sleeping on the benches, wrapped in furs, their breathing slow and deep, the sleep of people who have worked hard and eaten well and sat by a fire long enough for the warmth to reach their bones. An old man sits alone near the fire, not asleep, just sitting, his eyes on the flames, his hands wrapped around a cup. He is the skald, the storyteller, the keeper of memory, the man whose job is to remember everything, every name, every battle, every ship, every storm survived, every person who deserves to be remembered. He looks up when you enter and nods the way a person nods who has been expecting you. Who knew you would come? Eventually, you sit across from him on the other side of the long fire. The warmth, immediate and total, moving through you from your feet to your hands to somewhere deeper that needed exactly this warmth, exactly this fire, exactly this moment. He says nothing for a long time, just looks at the fire the way people look, who have been looking at fires for so long that they have learned to read them the way others read words. And then he speaks quietly, almost to himself. He says, "The fire remembers everything. You sit with that. The fire remembers everything." You look into the flames and you believe him. Let the warmth of the fire enter you completely. That deep, ancient warmth that starts at the surface and moves inward until everything is warm, is quiet, is still. The fire is burning just for you. Tonight, walk with me. You leave the great hall, its warmth, its fire, its old man still watching the flames, still remembering everything. You carry the warmth with you, the way you always carry. The warmth of a good fire, long after you have left it behind. The village is completely silent now. Even the dogs are sleeping. Even the smoke from the rooftops has slowed to almost nothing. You walk north, away from the village, away from the fjord, away from everything human-made and human-kept, toward the forest. It begins gradually, the way all great things begin. First one pine, then 3, then 10, then 100, until the world is nothing but trees, tall and dark, and absolutely still. This forest is ancient. You feel it immediately. The particular quality of air that has been filtered through pine needles for 1,000 years, clean beyond clean, cold beyond cold, the kind of air that makes you feel as if you have never truly breathed before. The snow here is undisturbed, except for the tracks of small animals moving through the dark on their own business, their own journeys, their own quiet lives. The trees rise, impossibly tall, above you, their tops lost in the darkness above, their trunks straight and dark and perfectly still. Not a branch moves. Not a needle falls. The forest is holding its breath, the way a forest holds its breath in the deepest hours when even the wind has gone to sleep. And then, from somewhere far away, a wolf, a single long note, rising into the cold air, moving through the trees, through the snow, through the dark, until it reaches you and passes through you. The way all truly wild sounds pass through you, not just heard, but felt in the chest, in the bones, in the oldest, most animal part of you. The Norse people did not fear the wolf. They respected it. They understood that the wolf and the human were not so different. Both hunters, both survivors, both creatures who understood the value of the pack, the value of loyalty, the value of coming home. You find a place between two great pines where the snow is sheltered and dry, and you sit, your back against one trunk, the other close enough to touch, the bark rough and cold and real beneath your hand, above you, through the gap between the trees, the northern lights, still moving, still breathing, their green and silver light filtering down through the pine branches, touching the snow around you, turning it into something that is not quite white, not quite green, something that exists only here, only in this forest, only in this light, only tonight. Breathe in slowly the cold pine air. Let it fill you, every part of you, and then let it go. Slowly. Watch your breath, visible in the cold, rising slowly into the dark, into the trees, into the night. Let the silence of the forest enter you, that deep, ancient, absolute silence that exists only here, only in the heart of a forest at night, when everything that is not essential has fallen away, and what remains is just this, just the trees, just the snow, just the lights above, just your breath rising and falling in the cold, in the dark, in the ancient. Beautiful northern night. Walk with me. You leave the forest, its silence, its ancient pines, its snow, untouched and perfect, its wolf, still somewhere out there, moving through the dark, on its own quiet business. You carry the forest with you, the smell of pine still in your lungs, the cold still on your skin, the silence still inside you. Like something that has taken root, something has changed. In the sky, you feel it. Before you see it, the particular shift that happens in the last hour before dawn, when the dark begins to remember that it is not permanent. The northern lights are fading now, slowly. The green and silver becoming less vivid, less certain, as if they know their time is ending and are making their quiet farewell. You walk back through the village, still sleeping, still breathing. Its slow collective breath of wood smoke and pine and the particular warmth of many lives lived close together against the cold. You find a place at the edge of the village where the land rises slightly. A small hill, just high enough to see everything. The village below, the fjord beyond, the forest behind, and above it all, the sky. You sit on a flat stone, cold beneath you, but solid, and you look out at the world, the fjord, dark and still, the longship, a dark shape against the water, still breathing its slow, patient breath. The village, its roofs of grass and moss, its sleeping dogs, its low, slow smoke, its fires burning against the dark as they have always burned. The forest, dark and vast, and full of things that move in the night, that have their own lives, their own wisdom, their own ancient knowledge of how to survive in a world that is beautiful and hard in equal measure. And the sky, above all of it, the stars still visible, the northern lights almost gone now, just a whisper of green at the very edge of the horizon, like a last thought before sleep. The first bird calls from somewhere in the forest, a single clear note into the cold dark, without hesitation, without waiting for permission. The sky above the eastern mountains has changed. The deepest black of the northern night has softened into something that is not quite black, not yet blue. That particular gray, that exists only in this hour, only in this moment, between night and morning, between what was and what will be. The snow around you is catching that light turning from blue-black to something warmer, something that promises, without delivering yet, the particular promise of dawn in a northern winter, that the light will come back as it always comes back, no matter how long the night has been. Let your breathing slow, like the village below, like the fjord, like the forest, like everything that has found its rhythm in the last hour of the northern night. Breathe in the cold, clean air one more time and let it go. Slowly let everything go. The way the northern lights let go of the sky when the dawn comes gracefully, without resistance, knowing they will return. Walk with me one last time. Walk with me. The world is waking, but you are not yet, not quite. There is a moment that exists only here, only in this land, only in this last breath of the northern night, when Scandinavia is both things at once, asleep and waking, wild and still, ancient and eternal, gone and here, completely, impossibly here. You are sitting on a cold, flat stone at the edge of a Viking village. In the last hour of the northern night, and something is happening, something quiet, something that has no name, the way the most important things never have names. Scandinavia is entering you, not dramatically, not suddenly, the way all the best things enter slowly, without announcement, through the breath, through the skin, through the soles of your feet, on the frozen earth, through the smell of pine smoke, still in your memory, through the warmth of the fire, still in your hands, through the silence of the forest, still in your chest, through the sound of the wolf, still in your bones, the village, and its sleeping fires, the longship, and its black water, the great hall, and its old skald, who remembers everything, the forest, and its ancient silence, the wolf and its single perfect note. All of it is inside you now. All of it is yours, not as a memory, not as a dream, as something more permanent than either, something that will still be there. When you wake tomorrow, in the quiet moment between sleep and consciousness, when the world is still soft, and you will whisper without knowing why. Last night, I was actually there. The first birds are singing now. From the forest, their voices clear and cold. In the pre-dawn air, the sound of life insisting on itself, as it always insists, even here, even in the harshest, most beautiful place on earth. Your eyes are heavy, the good heavy, the heavy that comes after a night fully lived, after a village walked through, and a longship touched, and a fire sat beside, and a forest entered, and a wolf heard in the dark, in the cold, in the ancient, beautiful northern night. Let your eyes close. Let them close now. There is nothing left to see. Not because there is nothing beautiful. There is everything beautiful. But because you have seen enough, more than enough. You have seen Scandinavia at its most alive, at its most itself, at the precise moment when it was most worth seeing. The northern lights are almost gone now. Just a whisper of green at the edge of the sky. Patient and beautiful, saying nothing, but meaning everything. Let their light enter you. That soft, green, ancient light that has been here since before you were born and will be here long after. Scandinavia is not gone. Not tonight. Not for you. Not ever. Not while someone is sitting on a cold stone at the edge of a Viking village in the hours when the world is quiet. Not while someone is listening to the wolf in the dark forest and feeling not fear, but recognition. Not while someone is sitting beside a fire with an old man who remembers everything and understanding that the fire remembers everything too. Scandinavia lives in the only place that anything truly lives, in the minds of those who pay attention, in the hearts of those who care enough to walk through the snow at midnight and stay until the dawn. You stayed. You were here. And Scandinavia will remember you. Sleep now, traveler. Sleep. The night has given you everything it has. The village is still breathing. The longship is still waiting. The forest is still standing. The fire is still burning. And somewhere in the deep, cold, dark of the night that is ending, a door is opening. Your door, the one that leads, not to any land, not to any village, not to any world, but to the place inside you where everything is possible, where everything is safe, where everything is simply still. Go through it. Go through it now. And when you wake, lost worlds for sleep will be here, waiting for you, as it always waits. Every night, a new door opens. Tonight it opened onto Scandinavia, the land of ice and fire, the land that taught the world that the harshest places make the strongest people and the most extraordinary stories. Tomorrow night, another door, another world, another journey into the ancient dark. If you want to be there, Subscribe to Lost Worlds for sleep. So the next door opens for you automatically without you having to look for it. We will come to you in the night when you need us, when the world is too loud and you need somewhere cold and wild and beautiful to rest. We will be there. Sleep well, traveler. You were actually there.